excited about our next fabulous guest. He has been making us laugh for more than 20 years, and now he is back in Australia with a huge new comedy tour hitting 25 countries over 5 continents. It's the occasionally cross-dressing, marathon running, always hilarious Eddie Izzard.
Sorry, I should have kissed everyone. We're taking a year. Hi.
Eddie, welcome to Australia. We are
Thank
so
you.
super excited you are here. Now, we all know you are fabulous on the stage, great comedian, a marathon runner?
Yeah, well, you know, if you're an action transvestite, you've got to run... Well, I ran 43 marathons in 51 days 5 years ago for charity, and it was a bad idea for the first 10, then it gets easier. If you ever do it, it gets easier after 10 marathons, because it's psychological. It's not how your body is. No matter what shape you're in.
I'm going to write that down and I'm going to print that on a shirt.
Well, for you, refined sugar, I would say, because we have similar body types. Refined sugar is the devil, because I ran 43 marathons and nothing changed. It is refined sugar. Do you have a lot of stamina?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're stamina people.
Yeah.
So we're stamina people, but I will eat sugar. If they put a bag of sugar in front of me, I could just neck a bag of sugar. So this is the problem with sugary things. I'm just addicted to sugar. So I cut it out 2 years ago in April. Yeah, all of it.
I love, so no chocolate?
No, it goes because no wild animal eats refined sugar. If you notice, tigers are very rarely eating cake. So
how sad for the tigers, though.
No, well, why don't they take opium as well? You know, how sad that all these things that we've come up with that we say, hey, and they don't work with us, and the wild animals do pretty good without the opium, the heroin, the sugar, the
alcohol's fine because they have fermented fruit.
Well, yeah, but still, it's not as alcoholic as what we make it into.
So we need the wild animal diet, so eating the odd human might be quite a good idea.
Well, no, but it's the paleo diet, isn't it? And I heard about this years ago, and I thought, this is ridiculous. And I thought, actually, no, it's what we used to do, because we're real animals. And that's why I'm doing a comedy tour in Australia. I just realised I'm talking about this, and it's got nothing to do with... And it's 26 countries that my tour is at. Australia is the 26th.
Wow. Yeah. You know what does work, though, for you? Those nails.
I know. Well,
they're fab.
That's just me. I came out 30 years ago this year. So transgender is now a very groovy... It's almost a happening thing. There's this show called Transparent, just got won Golden Globes in America, and an activist called Laverne Cox is on Orange is the New Black, and she just got the front cover of Time. So my sexuality is catching up with the world, it seems, and all the other activists that have been out over the years, and in Australia as well. I'm not sure if Tony Abbott's going to be happy about this, but there you go.
It was heroic to come out, actually, when you came out.
Well, I felt it was pretty gutsy, but then, you know, all the people who came out way back, coming out in 85, it wasn't very cool in 85, nor in 90, nor in 95, nor in 2000, nor in 2000. It's just recently beginning to get a little cooler. But, you know, as soon as it's boring, when LGBT gets to boring, then we have won. That's the thing. When no one cares that there's a bloke sitting here wearing lipstick and talking about marathon running and doing gigs in different languages, because I'm now performing in French as well.
I know.
Amazing.
I can't believe it. So you taught...
I can hear someone forcing, like, oh, round of applause.
Oh, sacre bleu.
Yeah.
How do you teach yourself French and then teach, which is almost the easy part, and then teach yourself to be funny in another language to the speakers of that language?
But funny is the key thing. If you can learn funny, then all you do is change the words over, and it's still funny. Right. It's the references that are national. So if you're a comedian and you're Australian and you do a thing with a lot of Australian references, even if you go to New Zealand, they might say, actually, I don't know who that sports personality is, who that politician is, what that product is, so it won't get it. But I talk about human sacrifice, and, you know, that's why...
Universally funny. Universally funny.
That's called marriage, actually.
Death Star. That is so funny.
Death Star Canteen with Darth Vader ordering penne alla arrabbiata. And in this show, in Force Majeure, it has the sequel to that, where God comes down and he orders spaghetti carbonara, which is saved for Lord Vader. So they fight, and Mr. Stevens, head of catering, comes in and saves the day. So it's a big...
I have driven, I reckon, 1 million people to watch that. It is one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and I'm not just saying that. But and anyone at home that has access to YouTube, there may be a little bit of swearing, so maybe not for the kids, but you have to look up Eddie Izzard on YouTube.
Death Star Canteen.
cantina.
Yeah,
it
it's
is one of
become a
the
bit of a
funniest
You'll be
things you'll ever see.
hospitalised from hilarity. Yeah.
Eddie, you're going to stay with us on the couch. We're going to take a quick break. There is plenty more to come in this edition of Studio 10. We are absolutely thrilled. The brilliantly funny Eddie Izzard is back in Australia, and he's been all over the world for his latest fantastic tour, and he's right here with us on the Studio 10 lounge. Big round of applause, Eddie. Now, you're back in Australia. Tell us about your tour. What can we expect?
Well, I start with Human Sacrifice. I go through the sequel to Death Star Canteen with God and Darth Vader fighting. I talk about the Olympian spirit. I talk about cats with guns, fish on fire.
Guns.
Yes, all. It's basically a trawl to my Monty Python influenced brain.
Fantastic.
And I believe Billy Connolly is touring Australia at the moment as well. And I'm very influenced by his whole delivery. I always wanted to try and do something where you could just go on and on and on and on and chat like you're in a massive pub. And I'm, we're starting off in Sydney. We're going all around the major cities of Australia and then into New Zealand. And it's on the forecourt of the Sydney Opera House. And the weather will get good for it.
It will.
That's tomorrow night.
That's tomorrow night. And then fireworks afterwards.
Eddie, talking about your influences, I read something before that you were inspired and got your start in the US through Robin Williams. Is that correct?
Well, I did a film with Robin Williams, and I when I was at stand-up workshop, they were saying Robin Williams is the all-round genius area, and if you want to do all-round genius, you go to that, which seemed like crazy. Who's going to choose that? But then I did a film with him, and I said, I've got this video, I'm doing videos now, could you look at it? And he looked at it immediately and started talking back to me about the stuff that I was doing, which is what he watched it like, an hour later. And then I said, do you think it would work in America? Because people were saying it won't work in America. And he said, yeah, the smart people will get it. And that's it. My stuff, if you're intelligent, groovy, sexy, then you're going to get my stuff. If you're an idiot, if you're a hateful person, if you're a Nazi...
No, I still get it. I still totally get it.
No Nazis at the gigs, please, because they just don't get it. So it's only for progressive, groovy, sexy people, inwardly and outwardly.
Say no more.
It's self-policing.
Yeah, and now, speaking of being groovy and sexy yourself, you're running to be the Lord Mayor of London.
Not Lord Mayor, just Mayor of London, because
Okay.
there are two different...
I don't see you as a mayor, I see you as more as a stallion. That's how I see you.
OK, well, you're checking off in a different direction. I'm just going to have to leave that where it is and drag it back to M-A-Y-O. It's like major. It's linked to the French for major, That's where it is.
Majeure.
So, and force majeure, absolutely. And so, yeah, May 2020, I'm running for Mayor of London or Member of Parliament, depending on who gets in the mayor's election in 2016. So I'm running in 5 years' time. But normally you announce like 6 months before you do it. But I announced 5 years ago that I was running in 10 years' time. So that's just a bit odd.
Which is a massive thing, because this is mayor of the whole sort of metropolitan London.
Yes,
it's a
it is.
huge
It's like
role.
Mayor of New York.
With
It's
Boris Johnson.
It's a high-profile job. It doesn't actually have a huge amount of power. You're basically a big cheerleader for London, but I will bring all my energy that I put into marathon running and doing stand-up in French and in German and Spanish. I'm now starting, and I'll put all that energy into trying to be mayor.
Speaking of politics, have we got any response from Prince Philip about how amazingly excited he is to be named the Australian Knight?
I'm not into monarchy. When you were going for Republic, I was with you there. I thought, yeah, go for that, because hereditary privilege is unethical in the third millennium, in any millennium. And but so Prince Philip, he has said a number of very, very dodgy things down in the years. So Tony Abbott said, I think a good idea. He's already a prince, so let's make him a sir, which is on the scale of titles is about there. I don't know. It looks like your Prime Minister is trying to grab some sort of headline, and it's just
Maybe he's
bonkers.
trying to drag him down.
I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know why he would have agreed
He
to
wants to
it.
be ennobled by the Queen.
Handing a pilot a paper airplane, going, how cool is this? And they go, sure, if you think it is, Tiger, but there's no need for this.
Well, someone mentioned that he might have been. He brought back the knighthood so that when he retires, he can get a knighthood. So you just got to make sure that he doesn't get a knighthood when he retires. That's all you have to do. Otherwise, you said you just set this up because we knew what you were doing.
We
in the
prefer
first
our
place.
comedy royalty. That's the only royalty we like.
were
And we are
talking-
graced with your presence.
That's exactly right. And privilege should not be hereditary. You're right. It should be based on how much money you've got.
Meritocracy, baby. Swing with it.
Yeah.
Too soon. And now, we were talking before, you did shows in French. I think you're now doing shows in German.
Yeah, Alice
to
French.
Germans.
Yeah.
And Germans love that. Now, we've got a little test for you to see if you can speak Australian. Which is
Australian.
very... Oh, that's a
My
good
dad
start.
did bring me a book which was called Les Talk Strain.
Yeah, that's
Which was...
Now, I'm going to read out some phrases, and rest assured, no matter what anyone else tells you, these are phrases we all use every day.
And I've got to guess what it means.
And you have to translate it for us.
Okay.
You ready? Rack off, ya banana bender.
Well, rack off sounds like go away.
Correct?
Your banana bender, is that getting into a negative...
No, it is not. It is
Your banana-
geographical, not
Your
sexual.
banana... Oh, geographical. Someone from the West? East, north, south?
Yeah.
North.
North.
Oh, north. OK, Queensland.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
There you go. He's a genius.
Well, why is it banana vendor? What's the...
Because I have lots of bananas there. We're not very creative.
No, I like the way I did it. So it's the northeast, south... Yes, I immediately knew it was somewhere in Australia.
Deep north, we call it.
Deep north, yes, it's not the deep south.
Eddie, thank you so much for joining us, and we are so thrilled you're in Australia, and thank you so much for
are.
joining us on
Great to be
Studio
back
10.
here.
And the tour starts, and you can check all the details on our website. There it is, right there, right around the country. Eddie, thank you once again for joining us. Now, still to come on Studio 10, your best in entertainment news with Ange Bishop.